What's up, boys? Give it a second. Let them join. Alright, bro. I'm gonna give y'all one more chance to fix this list before we go live.
What do you want me to change in the fucking tier list, dude?
Bro.
I'll put Vegito at 1. I agree with that. That's fine.
Vegito is tied with Zamasu.
Sure. I don't think so, but sure.
100% is tied. 100%.
Okay.
Yes, the Zamasu, I give it to. Of course, Zamasu like that. But Vegeta is also a unison killer too, bro. Bro, you could make Zeto go for bro. You got 3 life. You're lethal, B.
One thing that Zamasu has over Vegito is the removal. Like that comes up in so many matchups. It's just not even.
I mean, that's fine. But one thing that Vegito have over Zamasu is the removal of triple strike of life, my nigga. Like if you had 3, game's over. Like you don't have the removal of all right, we're live. So send me an updated list. Alright, what's up guys? What's up DBS fam? We have myself, Andrew Duvall and Jonathan Rodriguez here going over the top tier decks. We don't care about players because we already know who the best players are. But the top tier decks for this format. They're gonna send me a little, I guess, graphic, an updated graphic, and I'll post it in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's let Jonathan and Andrew start it off, man. Go ahead. And let me know if you guys can hear this clearly, because I have them on my Discord on my laptop. So if you guys hear it clearly from them, please let me know. If not, please tag me and say, Eddie, fix your mic or something. But go ahead, Andrew and Jonathan. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys? We're just gonna go live to talk about the anniversary box meta.
Updates to the meta, yeah. So we wanted to see what leaders look good at all. Any of the apes or any of the new cards make any splash in the meta. So that's what we try to do with this list. That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah. And basically the idea and the assumptions behind this is just we've play tested a lot. And we kind of have an idea where the leaders fall in terms of meta matchups and what they can do uniquely that other leaders can't, and what makes them kind of the decks to beat, basically.
Oh, snap.
Did you send the list?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to post it in the chat. Actually, one of you posted in the chat, honestly. It'd be a lot easier. Yeah, in the live.
Sure.
I don't have the updated one.
How do I post
Just
a picture? But I don't know how to post a picture.
Just put it in the comment section. Or, hey, let me see if I can do it real quick.
I'm trying to put it in the comment section. I just don't know how to put a picture in the comment section.
Damn, we got Mr. High Technology over here. Not knowing how to do this.
I'm not sure it lets you.
No, I don't
think... Put a picture? You can't put a picture in the comment section?
I don't think you can allow it.
Might have to put the link to it.
That's fine. Yeah, put the link to it. That's fine.
Yeah, the link is fine.
The link works.
Just so they could follow along the graphic, because, this guy right here is not really that technology savvy.
I don't know if that link works 100%.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Here, I'll just post it on the site, on the group chat, not the group chat, but the actual DBS site. Let me see. You still trying to do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Next city. All right.
At least it doesn't give me an option. Yeah. I just got a smiley face, a GIF, and a sticker.
Do 2 smiley face and it'll pop up, bro. But go ahead, bro. They'll just follow along. It's fine. I could post it afterwards. Because, let me see. You sent me a... Yeah, I can post it afterwards. It's fine. Don't sweat it. But let's start it off.
Alright. So, basically, we have at tier 1 Zamasu, Vegito, Vegex, and Invoker. And I think those are pretty commonly agreed of as tier 1s. And I think other people make an argument for other leaders being in tier 1.
Like
but
what?
I think those are just the strong. Like, I think a lot of people say like Gotenks is tier 1.
0%.
Green Frieza is tier 1.
0%.
But I disagree. I 100% disagree. Sin Shenron, some people have said, is tier 1.
0%.
And people were saying that the Agents of Destruction were tier 1.
That's 0%.
I don't think any of those are tier 1.
The only argument. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
I think for sure that the best decks are Zamasu, Vegito, Vegex, and Invoker. If you can't consistently beat those decks, then you can't be in the tier 1 category. And I don't think Gotenks can consistently beat those decks. I don't think Green Frieza can consistently beat those decks. And I don't think the new Agents of Destruction leader can consistently beat those decks. And the point on that is consistently.
Yeah.
So, like, or at least within each other, beat each other. I think in every other matchup from tier 1 down to tier 1.5, the tier 1 decks are going to be more heavily skewed. There's some 50-50s, but for the most part, on average, it's 60% or 70% and above your favorite, right? So
the only other deck I can argue that can, I guess, try to see it being tier 1, because a lot of players play. It's not per se up there with these decks, but a lot of people play it is Gotenks, and that's because of the draw power that deck just creates for itself.
Well, that was one of the leaders that I was like when we were trying to do the list. Like, is it enough with the new support to be a tier 1 deck? The only cards that it got new was basically the monkey, the coming to play monkey, for the 15k blocker. That's the only one. But then you have to change the deck completely, and I still don't think it's enough to beat like Invoker. Because Invoker still board wipe the deck, like the whole field, and they lose because of that. Vegex is too fast for them. They just died before that. And they probably could do better against the blue decks, against Vegito and Zamasu. But it's still a hard matchup for them because they still have to deal with the free counterplay.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's their best matchup of the tier 1s. I think it's against the blue decks. I think Invoker and Vegex are uphill battles that you generally lose for Gotenks.
Yeah.
Assuming equally skilled players, which is what I base the assumption on. I think all the tier 1.5 decks, if you're a better player, you can beat the tier 1. Like that's a given, right? If people, the difference between tier 1 and tier 1.5 is there's a player skill as well. You get me? If you show up with a tier 1.5 deck and you go up against a tier 1 deck, you can still win if you're a better player. In fact, you probably still will.
Nah, you're 100%. But yeah, that's what I try to tell people all the time too. It's like that whole thing. Every time I see someone post that Invoker is overrated, I'm like, guys, Invoker is not overrated. Like, you guys don't have the pilots to pilot behind it. Because even before Gen Con, I said it. I'm like, the two people that have been playing that deck for the longest, well, technically 4. It's Juan, it's Legends, and it's Rios. I'm like, bro, I've never seen these guys miss a top cut with Invoker, but they've been playing that thing for the longest time ever. When people just pick up the deck, it's not something you're just gonna grasp and say, hey, like decks you can do. Like Vegex, like when the U3 stuff was out, you can like pick it up, never played it, and just go ham with it. Like, it was simple, but Invoker was not that simple. I try to explain that to people, but they never understood that concept, and they always underplayed it. And then when they went against someone who actually knew what they were doing, they got their sub push in. Like, it was bad. Like, you seen it with Figs. When Figs played it, he literally ran through everybody. Just, okay, cool. What do you want me to do? Do you burn you or just victory strike you? And it's not interactable. Like, you can't stop it. And that's what people don't understand. When it goes off and it's someone who knows how to do it, you literally cannot stop it. But yeah, that's
exactly.
That.
Yeah, Invoker is way too strong. He's one of the strongest. He's one of the strongest. I don't know if they're gonna get hit in the ban list coming up for set 11. I don't know what card you could hit really to just to destroy the deck completely. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that deck.
I think if they hit anything, they'll hit the leader.
The leader?
The
Yeah.
leader,
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Marcel Russell. Even Marcel said the Invoker's broken. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like you probably never see someone like myself, Marcel, or Jonathan. Like, cause we like certain. I could see Andrew running Invoker. I'm not gonna lie. Andrew's that type of person. But to play Invoker, you just have to be. I don't know, man. You have to have that mindset to just sit there and be able to look at your opponent and say, bro, give me time and I'm gonna give you what you want, bro. You want this burn damage or you want this Victory Strike D? It's up to you. Just give me some time and I'm gonna get it. And it's not like not give me some time. That's the thing where I think people mistake with it. Because when players play it, they ask for time. Like they ask to do topo and stuff like this. Real players who know how to play the deck, if they don't see that stuff, they're still gonna say, okay, cool. You think you won because they don't topo you turn 2. And then you realize, oh snap, they still have 8 life, 7 life. What am I gonna do? And they'll show what you're gonna do in like 2-3 turns. And that's the biggest issue I see with it, man. Like, players just pick up the deck and practice. Like, ask these players, too. These experienced Invoker players, ask them, dude, like, how do you do this? Like, they're not going to not answer you. Like, these guys want to help you out. They want to see the deck succeed. They have the cards. If you succeed with the deck, their value's going to increase. So, like, they're not going to just ignore you, so.
Yeah, I'll just send you the list, the updated list. I want to do something.
Okay.
All right, continue.
And then and then moving on from there, we have the tier 1.5 decks.
All right, real quick, before we get into the tier 1.5, let's answer some of these comments. We have Anthony Garcia. Is AOD broken, as everyone is saying, or is it hype? It's not hype, but it's not broken, in my opinion.
About in the next tier list.
Okay.
That he is in our tier 1.5. So, I mean, any other question basically about that one? About the tier 1.
The next question we have is. It can be basically 15 1K. Nah, it's the same thing with the AOD, but yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about it. The 1.5.
Well, I think it suffers from the same problems, right? So let's just, since it's the new deck, the new kid on the block, we'll just talk about it specifically. Let's put it against Zamasu, Vegito, Vegeta, and Invoker. Let's just take a look at those matchups first. Against blue decks, you can have all the 15Ks in the world.
It's not going to matter.
Basically stop your turn. Right? So that's, one thing. And then you don't have a way of... If you can play Sensu Bean yourself, but they have a Booney. So it's like, eventually blue is going to outgrind you. There's games you can win for sure. Probably super play draw dependent against the blue matchup. Probably have a better chance going first than going second. Going second, I don't see you winning at all. But I don't think it's terrible. Against Vegex, you're dead. There's just no way around it. Like,
I'll even talk about that one, dude. I want to talk about that one. Yeah.
I just posted a list. Can you guys see? I just posted a link. Can you guys see the list?
All right, guys. Look in the comment section. Jonathan posted our tier list so you guys could follow along. But the Vegex matchup against AOD, I'll talk about that one. So I played it all week and I was just bored and just trying to untap. So I never knew what the AOD did, right? So I was playing my updated and Vegex match. Just playing against it, dude, with my list, it was the funniest thing ever because I felt like, damn, they trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. And, like, literally, they're going in, I'm going in. They're going in, I'm going. I'm like, damn, these guys even got counter. Like I said, I did not know the deck. I'm just playing my stuff. These guys had counter plays. Oh, you can take one. These guys had counter plays. These guys have counter attacks that bring out other guys, but it couldn't do it because, like I tell you guys, main that one drop Black Man Saint and Vegex. But that's a story for another day. These guys are doing the same exact thing. It gets down to a point where he's at 2 life. I'm at 2 life. I'm like, shit, look at my drop. I'm like, bring it, B. You know I live with Bibbies in hand. I attack them. I mean, they attack me. They try to go in. I'm like, okay, no, I survive it. Bro, that clapback is what Andrew is saying. I don't think it's winnable because the difference, in my opinion, from the AOD and the Vegex matchup is literally the fact that you can't just take hits like I can because I can take hits and when you try to go all out, literally one card will say, good try, B, try again. When I try to clap you, it's gonna get your cheek's gonna get clapped. Like there's nothing you can do to stop it. You could try to counter it, but if you counter it and I have the rope, like when you play it right, I don't know what Andrew is doing, but I play 4 robots, bro, because like I learned robots are like the key thing in Vegex.
Exactly what ends up happening.
Yep, exactly. I play 4 robots, bro. When I'm going for a game, I use 2 or 3 robots at a time, bro. So if you're sitting there gonna negate with some guy that's 20K, your hand is gonna say rest in peace, B. Not only is your hand gonna say rest in peace, I'm still gonna swing with my next guy to have Bibbidi. And yes, I did go back to my 7 double strike because I missed the hell out them double strike fighters, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I made some room. At first I had champ packs. I was like, nah. Then I had the TPs. I'm like, ooh, these are good. Then I played it, and I'm like, nah. But then I put those double strikes back in. I was like, yeah, boy. Like, those double strikes with the freaking Vivity is insane. Like, one, no negates. I'm like, I look at their face so excited. I'm like, ooh, those cheeks are clapped. Like, point blank, period. But yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, you have Mirror Champa. They don't have a way around it. The fact that their negate is hit by Koitsukai
exactly
just makes it, like, impossible.
Yeah. You don't have a true negate. Like, you don't have an extra card negate. Yeah. You have a guy that negates. And if you use that one guy, like I said, I can literally end and you'll never... You don't have... If you have the guy that burns damage, I would say maybe. Maybe that matchup is okay. But for me, I'll go to 2. I'll go to 1. I'm like, go ahead, bro. Like, bring it. You cannot out-combo my hand whatsoever.
And this is kind of like where Vegeks marginalizes the meta. Any deck that cannot awaken above 4 life is almost at a severe disadvantage against the Vegeks. You're just too low. You get me? You're going to be forced to go to 4, and at that point, you're just... That's it. Like, you're fish in a barrel. It's just Mirror Champa, Double Strike Champa. It's going to happen. You get me? You're not going to be able to kill them before they can do that to you.
Especially when your boys going back to 7 double strikes, B. Bro, I can't express how much. I don't know why I stopped. I think I listened to the boys at Gamers that Friday night. And I'm like, you know what? I never listened to these guys, but I'm gonna listen to them. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why I started listening. Then that was a mistake. Those double strikes are crucial. Like oh my god. Go ahead, continue the tier list, bro. Because I could go on and on about these double strikes, bro.
But yeah, so at tier 1.5, we have Soul Striker.
Soul Striker, all right.
Gohan.
Soul Striker reboot, right?
Reboot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, reboot, yeah.
Yeah. The other one is a little outdated at this point.
You guys think,
the green
real quick, do you guys think that other one is completely not viable?
You can't self-awaken.
I mean, you can.
Like, to be competitive in this meta, you have to have a different awakening condition. Now, like, every set 10 liter, and probably every set 11 liter, is going to have you awaken at 3 or life, or 4 life or less.
Yep.
Or you have a different awakening condition that you can have.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think to be within the competitive tiers, you have to either self-awaken, or you have to be able to take your own life. So, but yeah, basically either have a separate awakening condition, take your own life, or be doing something so completely powerful that it clocks your opponent.
Like 7 double strikes, B. That shit is powerful, right. Bro.
Exactly. Well, but just self-awakens anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, basically you're doing something that is too strong, and eventually if you get to X energy, you're going to win anyways.
So in response to that, so they all reboot, like the old Soul Striker leader doesn't have that. So it can get stalled if you don't see your awakening pieces, or if your awakening pieces get counterplay, which is worse. Then you're just gonna lose.
All right.
Exactly. And then we got Green Frieza, Gotenks, and Shenron, and the Aegis of Destruction. And I think what primarily makes up this tier list is like these leaders are incredibly strong. Like most decks are going to lose against these leaders. They just struggle against the tier 1 decks. That's why they can't make the jump. They're not going to consistently win those matchups. Some they may be a little bit better against than others, but most of them they're unfavored. Like I think Shenron has a good blue matchup, right? But when it goes up against Vegeks or Invoker, it has little to no chance.
You get clocked.
So it becomes a kind of a game where it can't jump to that phase because it can't at least have 50-50 matchups against the tier 1 decks. I think it's going to be lower on most. And then the same thing with the rest of them. I think Gotenks can do well into Invoker sometimes, but for the most part, it's going to lose against the other two.
Makes sense.
Green Frieza is another one. It can do okay against blue, but it loses super hard to Invoker and Vegeks. So
yeah. So is the Gohan. It does well against probably the Vegeks type matchup.
Yeah, but it does well against
to the blue leaders, they're just gonna lose.
Hold on, you talking reboot Gohan?
Yeah, I think
both of you guys.
If it goes first, I think it has a decent.
First or second, both of you. That thing loses to yellow. Like that's literally why I stopped playing that deck, because I ain't gonna lie, that negate. I thought I could just hit it out their hand, and I didn't. I was scarred. I'm like, I'm sorry, Gohan. We got to go RIP now, B. Like, cause I snipe people's hands, bro. I'm like, okay, this guy has 2 cards in hand. I already sniped 2 of them, bro. Like, I'm sitting there going in. Bro, I swung. This guy said negate. I'm like, what is it? Bro, he blanks Gohan, bro. I just wanted to cry. But I think that's why Gohan is teetering of falling off, because a lot of people, like, you saw Marcel, you saw the Hill Twins, a lot of them were playing Gotenks, and that counter, which I hate, was actually popular. But if it wasn't for that counter, I don't agree that Blue beats Gohan, because Blue has your negates. Blue, you're gonna be.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I think you literally have to see Zamasu plus blockers. If you don't, I mean, nothing else in your deck matters. Dimension Magic. That's it.
God, yep.
You have 12 cards.
Even with D Magic, bro, like, if Gohan rips your hand against Blue, like, it's just, you're in for a hell of a time, bro. Your hand's already small, and I'm sitting here ripping pieces from you. It's literally, in my opinion, just yellow. But real quick, let's get to these comments. We have Marcel Russell. Set 11 Broly is going to be like my set 1 Vegeta. Bro, I can't comment because I didn't read those set cards except for Gogeta. Ooh, that's going to be another video topic for Gogeta. We have Trevante. What's up, bro? My boy Trevante smoked me at Gen Con with Zamasu. I want to cry, bro. He was one of my losses. We have Marcus Houston. What double strikes you talk, bro? I'm talking about the almighty 7 double strike speed. I want to do 8, but I can't. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you a troll reason why I don't play 8. Because I can't find my freaking hidden power supreme. I can't find my 4th one. So I just play 7. But that's the 7 double strikes I'm talking about. Yep, we're talking about Chaz. What's good, Eddie? Yep, all right. Yeah, continue on with the tier list. And the tier list is in the comment section below, guys. So if you guys want to follow with us, please click it. I'll try to link it one more time. Let me see where Jonathan put it. Jonathan, actually link it again, bro. So the people could see your link for the tier list so they could follow along.
Sir.
Boom, I can't see it. I don't know why.
Yeah, so then the tier 2 decks that we have, these are kind of like the decks that are like, they have inconsistency issues. They have sometimes awakening issues, hand issues. They can't keep up a good hand size. Conditions aren't the best. They're reliant on preying on certain strategies, and a lot of times they just have auto-lose matchups, which is not really where you want to be in like the highest competitive tier. Mm-hmm. So we have Bulma, Cooler, SS3 reboots, the Android 21 that awakens at 6 life. I think she's the better one coming out of the anniversary box with the new support.
That's the starter deck one, right?
Yeah.
Doing that draws cards.
I think it's the starter
you hit
deck.
your energy and you draw a card and you put it back, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, the one where the energy.
Yep.
Really works really well with the new Android because you can like consistently just buy back the energy that you want.
Yeah, that's true. Energy exhaust. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, so with the new, basically ramp to 7 and play a bunch of dudes that deal you with damage.
You don't think that has
interactive?
You don't think that deck has any viability to jump into tier 1 at all? Because I don't think there's any card in the game that just says you can't. I mean, I guess Invoker stops it because all those guys are 5
against Blue, you cannot do that because the Trans counterplay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. No, that's God, bro. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, it faces a lot of problems. One, you have to get your opponent to low life for it to matter. Mm-hmm. Which against a lot of these decks that awaken at a super high life total, they just don't care. Mm-hmm. Blue's a problem, Invoker's a problem. People hitting things out of your hand is a problem because you don't self-awaken, and aggro is a problem. So there's a lot of problems that are that you have to deal with, but it's still good because a lot of decks can interact with you, can't pressure you enough, and then you just kill them. That's it. And then Green Goku, Green Broly, Starter Broly, I think is very good. Yep. Topo, Kid Goku, and Hachiak now jumped up for me with the new card. If you don't have an answer to that card, it's just like auto wins the game on turn 5.
So with the surge, I guess you could say, of AOD, you don't think, and let's say Sync, because I've seen a lot of people love that Sync Shenron hype for some reason. I don't ask me why, but they do. But with Sync Shenron and AOD, I think Topo has real value here, man. I'm gonna lie, because Topo, it literally shuts those decks down.
100%. 100% Topo has good value. I just feel hand size isn't the greatest. Consistency is not the greatest. And it has its problem is not that its effect is bad. Its effect is very good, and it stops a lot of decks, it just has trouble winning.
Yeah, I do want to say that it's probably the biggest winner out of the new drop books, because the ape support really catapults the deck like into like being a better deck.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, they got a little bit more consistent of a win con. The new Unison works perfectly for them, and they're able to play like the apes thing. Although I heard a ruling that if you have the 4-drop ape out,
you can. It's stupid, but you can play like. You talking about like if you had the ape, can you play something that's not like what is that thing? Dispo, the one that sends it.
No, I know they ruled the successor, like you can't do it, but apparently people were saying that you can't play unisons, which seems
you can't
crazy.
play unisons. I thought those things don't have mark like traits.
Yeah, which is what I thought. Like I thought that only applied to battle cards, but apparently
I'm
that was.
pretty
I saw a judge that I trust their rulings say that you can't play unisons if you have that guy out. Which
that's a huge drawback.
That is a huge drawback. We'll double check on that one. That's a huge drawback because I'm pretty sure units don't have special traits, bro. Like that would be weird. But yeah, this is a good time to catch up on some comments. We have.
The reason for it is it says you can only play mono yellow Saiyan cards.
Oh yeah, that's a big FU to other cards. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so in theory you also can't play any extra cards.
That's true. So no, but you don't play extra cards. You activate them. But freaking, we have a Manuel Porter. Do you think GT Gohan will be good? I'm guessing he's talking about the burn GT Gohan. What are your takes on that? So I don't see that thing anywhere on the list.
I think he's down.
Oh, he is down there. Then he's down there, B.
Yeah, I don't think. I think he's not as good as the other red aggro decks. I think he's fine. I just don't like. I think if you're gonna be an aggro deck and like really push for game, I would much prefer to untap too.
Yeah.
Like if you're going for a turn 2 win or a turn 3 win, drawing 2 is great and all, but like you gotta really play a bunch of free cards.
Yeah. Like, that is true. And they lost that Bardock.
To the Storm format when we first got the untap 2 leaders. That's when aggro really got really popular because it just was so much better than drawing 2 cards.
Yeah.
When you're doing an aggro deck.
So that's why I put Vegeta Baby and Pilaf higher, because they kind of do a lot of the same in terms of like spamming a bunch of attacks and kind of but they had tap 2, so they can do it more, if that makes any sense.
100%.
They can do a lot more in that one big turn.
100%. So we have Greg saying, "What's up, Eddie?" Invoker and Rejects are top decks. Like we talked about that, Greg, earlier, so you can catch up on that. But 100%, those are some of the top 2 decks. We have Emmanuel. Can you unban Tao and Shugesh yet? Nah, fam. All right, that's it with the comments. We caught up, so let's continue on.
Yeah. All right. So tier 2.5. I'm not gonna name out all the leaders because there's way too many of them. But basically, this tier is just comprised of decks that can prey on some of the top decks. For example, like Majin Buu, I think has a great Vegeta matchup. But obviously, it depends on sideboard cards. But in general, they interact well with you. Right, and they play the same super combo, etc. So that's kind of like a strategy that plays on. I think Cell Surge has a good Invoker matchup, so it kind of like that's a matchup you can win. I think most of the time, especially if you know it more than your opponent does. But it struggles against a lot of other decks. So that's kind of what this tier is comprised of. You're gonna have pretty good matchups that of the top, the better decks, but most matchups overall are going to be not favored or not positive.
Oh, I just realized I could do this. Wow. I could have done this all along. But go ahead. I can look at the tier thing from my phone. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would hope, right? So yeah, you have leaders in here like Hercule. I don't think Hercule is like a bad Vegeta matchup. It's not great, but it's not bad. And so on, that's kind of what this tier. I have old school Mill Janimba, because some decks just don't interact well with the mill, and it can prey on those decks. So this is kind of like those decks that I would consider fun decks, quote unquote. Like I don't see them winning in events, but they do things that are strong, and they can definitely pull off wins.
Don't. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I could see Beerus winning an event, bro. Like Beerus, y'all sleep on Beerus, dude.
You snapped.
Beerus. Oh,
Yeah,
you
he's
son.
not
I could even see like there's some decks on here I could definitely see really going far. Like the Majin Buu, I can see that because it's pretty much the same exact thing as Vegeks. Like, because we have the same answers. I was looking at Buu, like I said, Marquise didn't play that Green Goku. I would have been playing Buu. Like, they have the robots, they have the actual Buu. Technically, at the end, they pick how their auto goes off, so they could literally draw their 5, and then after that, trigger your auto for your pitch 1, draw 2. So realistically, what you will have seven cards in hand at end turn.
6 cards.
No, because you pitch before, don't you? Or you pitch after? Oh, you pitch after. Yeah, you have 6 cards. So you have 6 cards in hand. I don't know, man. I think Majin Buu can definitely compete with the top tier decks, bro.
No. The reason for it is because it's reliant on chains sticking, and chains require you to play battle cards, and you have to pay energy for those battle cards, right? So you get countered. So there's a bunch of counter plays you have to do it. And then if you could have whatever his name is, Pui Pui or whatever, to stop the counters, but there's a consistency issue there as well. So you have to draw that card. He costs 2 energy. He can get countered himself, etc. And then you also have the problem that once you lay down your guy, your investment for the whole turn, they can just get rid of it. And if you didn't draw on your 5 cards a way of summoning it back, then you're kind of doing nothing that turn. So I think I've played enough against Majin Buu to understand where it's strong, but for the most part, it's not consistent enough, and it doesn't beat something like Invoker just laughs at that deck. Zamasu laughs at that deck. I mean, most of the tier 1 and tier 1.5 are just gonna like scoff. Like it's not gonna do much.
I'll tell you a deck that I was playing. I played actually against Jonathan with this deck, and I see it's on the last tier. It's Gogeta, and the reason why I think that's a heavily sleep deck is because literally this format is a counterplay format, and that leader says, "Good try, B. You can't use your counterplays." Not only that, that leader is probably the only. Yeah, that leader probably has the most attacks in his game, even more than Vegeks. Like you literally just pop off.
I mean, I haven't seen that leader too much. I know what it does. I played it. You played it against me, so I know its strengths. I just don't see it. I think it's too late by the time you can do the counterplays. Like your opponent's already doing things that are so like Zamasu has a Boonie on board, but Jex has a board of animals on 19Ks and 20Ks.
You will clear their board and still have hand. Like with Gogeta, like you can whatever the board state is, you can clear the board that turn and say pass. Like the thing I like about Gogeta so much is okay, cool. You see the board state's fire, whatever it is. You can attack actual threats. Give it a Trunks.
Turn 4, you don't get to clear the board.
No. I'm talking about with the 1-drops, B. Like I'm not talking about the actual 8-drops. I'm talking about like with just pure 1-drops. Because your 1-drops recruit. So essentially,
you can't clear 19Ks with 1-drops.
Yes, you can.
Bro, the strength of the leader is when you play the 4-mana guy and then you awaken in the same turn.
Yeah, but that's like, turn 4. That's turn 4. But let's say you're going against Vegeks. Okay, cool. It's turn 2. You're going as a Gogeta player. Like literally, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got like 4 attacks in one turn. Like it's titty. What do you mean? You have 2 1-drops. You can clear battle cards. You have 2 1-drops. All you need is literally the Trunks from the draft box. Now your 1-drop is a 20K off, like rip. It's free 20K. You attack.
Yeah, but you see how that's starting to you're starting to decrease. Like that's detrimental.
How's that?
So you're comboing cards into cards that I played for free, and I can just let die.
But I get those cards back for free as well. Oh,
no,
I guess
you comboed something.
I guess I know what team battles we're doing on Thursday. Vegeks versus Gogeta.
I mean, you'll kill my unison for free, and
I guess what team battles we're doing for Thursday at PPG. Gogeta versus Vegeks. Oof, we're about to get it in.
Show me the way.
No, I'm about to show you the way, B.
So someone said here, the new Agents of Destruction hatch, it helps consistency. I agree that it does. The Buu deck does become a lot better with the new Agent of Destruction hatch because it searches out your the wizard, whatever his name is, Bobbity, the 1-drop Bobbity. I agree. That does help a lot.
Yeah, another winner of the draft box is the Hachiak. that just got the 10 mana guy and just attacked like 7 times in one turn.
No, the 3-drop agent.
Nah, he's on the one that searches ability.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Hachiak that just got the 10 mana guy that attacks 3 times. 10 mana guy. 9 mana guy.
They have no soul. I'm telling you, the last time someone's been in this room is when we were in this room. My bad, guys. Go ahead. You can talk.
Someone says Dende is tier 1.5.
Why do you say that? D'Angelo, why do you say that? Yeah, then they would Piccolo on the back. Why do you say it's 1.5? I gotta hear this. 1.5.
I have it as tier 3.
No, I know. So I'm asking him. Why does he think it's 1.5? Also, we have Surge at 2.5 is criminal. I'm not gonna lie. I think Surge is like Surge Goku could at least be a 2.
Hey, I think it could be, but I think the problem that Surge has is an identity crisis. Like, it's a deck that doesn't really want to play unisons, but
it can.
Its strength lies in the combo step, but it also, like, you can't not play unisons, so I don't know. That's why I put it there.
Dang, you got confused.
Yeah, his new game plan is just, like, try to double strike double strike create every turn until you go for game. So playing unisons to that plan is, I don't know, it's kind of counterproductive. Way.
All right, he said with the Dende says it literally beats every deck in tier 2. What does Dende beat in tier? What do you have his here? All right, I have to read these tier lists because this is Andrew and Jonathan's tier list. Because you already know with me, Gogeta would have been way higher than that. But what's in tier 2? I don't know if. Hold on, what does Dende beat in tier 2?
I don't think it beats any of the decks in tier 2 actually, except maybe Topo. Ever beating. I mean, Cooler just sounds.
Bro, how does Topo struggle with hands? Do you guys not play the U9 representative in Apes?
In what? In Topo?
In Topo.
It's that card. Like, the problem that Topo has is like, okay, so there is a drawback to your effect, right? So the drawback to your effect is that you can only play 1 battle card a turn.
Yeah.
Your battle card has to count, right? So. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that the 15k guy in draw 2 is bad. Or playing a Basil. Basil's like really, really good if your opponent's tapped.
Yeah.
But your battle card has to count, right?
It does count.
Really
that guy says tap 1, and if you tap 1 next turn, you bring up Bergamo and tap the rest.
Right, but they can just tap all their energy before they attack with anything.
Okay.
You don't have to play into that effect. Anyways, what I'm saying is that Topo does not have the greatest hand size. It will eventually gradually outgrind you. The grind deck. It's looking to win, like, it's not winning early. Winning turn 5, turn 6.
Yeah.
The stagger deck. Like, it's a stun deck, basically. You're playing under, like, the same way Hachiak is. You're playing under their rules. Their leader has a rule, and you have to play that rule. It changes the game completely. But it's not like it's overwhelmingly strong in the early game. It gets stronger as the game goes on. That's my opinion. But I don't think Dende beats any of these decks. Not consistently. I don't think it's bad.
We have damn Soul. I'm surprised Surge Broly's even on here. I ain't gonna lie.
I think those are the Wish leaders also suffer greatly from consistency issues. If you don't see enough Dragon Balls early, you're at in my opinion, severe disadvantage.
100%. I just realized you have the other form of Janemba on there too. Now, with that being said, I'm pretty sure when I played someone online, I don't know what he did, but he has a Self-Awakener now. And not only does he have a Self-Awakener now, freaking your counter plays will actually kill you. Because that effect you can use multiple times a turn. And it's pretty much like the Quetzalcoatl. Like, if they do something, you lose your hand.
How do you awaken? That's the only problem with the leader.
What did he do? Hold on. He did something to awaken on me, dude. Oh my god.
No, the new
he took
Janemba
2.
Awaken. Yeah. There's a new Janemba that you can bounce the 1-drop or a Janemba to your hands, play him.
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I know what he did. I'm like, this guy's about to be free. I'm about to just swing. Like, he can't awaken. And then he literally just awakened. Like, oh, damn. It's a game now. But that thing was solid, bro. He was swinging with straight crits. But
no, yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think it was unplayable before, so now it has a chance. It can awaken. Because its front side is like mediocre, but its backside is very good.
I'm just catching up on your list too. One thing that it's weird, right? Because shout out to my boy Daniel Brown for showing me the way, and I'm like, damn, we gotta talk about this deck. I think your Green Goku should be reversed, honestly, because like that Goku, this one specifically, I think when I actually read the leader and played against it, what gave me so much more problems than the Dreadku. Doing the Herodigon Goku.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know which ones.
I think that, like, in my opinion, bro, I'd rather play the actual set 10 Goku than that one. Because that guy, bro, if that guy just feels like swinging just for the hell of it at your unison, that's a 20K double strike that you can't do nothing about, dude.
That's why we have the Android 17 and the Goku there, like together on that spot. Because we just think the other green leaders are better than those two. Like they're doing similar stuff, but we just think the other green leaders are better.
Nah, bro. I don't think the Green Goku is better than that Goku.
So the reason why I think the other Green Goku is better is because you could play a very similar game, but what you're looking for is uniqueness in some of these stronger leaders. And Green Goku has the uniqueness that he blows up the board in the combo step. I mean, you have to crit to life, but you don't have to do that like in the early game. You could just be like, oh, my opponent went for Cell Zeno. Okay, I don't die. I don't die to Cell Zeno. My opponent went for all in on a battle card. I don't have to worry about it. Just blow it up. You get me? So it puts the mind game of kind of like Invoker has Emperor's Death Beat. So that's what Green Goku has. You can never go all in on a battle card as long as they have X or more life. So its defensive potential for you to close out a game against that deck starts kind of like shrinking. You get me? Like, okay, so now I gotta go all in on my leader or my unison. What happens if they Zarbon block or they negate those attacks? Or they out-combo those attacks? You get me? Or they're at a high enough life where they don't have to risk, they don't mind out-comboing the attack. So there's a lot that goes on with it, whereas the other leaders are forced to awaken at 4 life, which means they almost automatically lose to the Jax. That's number one. So you get me? There's certain things there that are like a little bit more difficult. And the reason why I think Green Broly is stronger is because Green Broly, I feel like, utilizes the drop area better than all of the other decks.
Okay. Another one from we have Jason Ricker. That's actually a good question. He said, why isn't U7 Gohan on the list? You guys forgot, huh?
No, I don't think U7 Gohan does anything good.
Oh, bro. You're telling me you got this chick and you don't have U7 Gohan on the list? You have Kefla Surge and no U7 Gohan. You got to explain that one.
Well, Kefla Surge is because she's a Surge leader. Surge leaders are at least somewhat strong. You get to play multiple colors worth of cards. Specifically, the blue is strong for Kefla. And you can awaken whenever you want. I mean,
so you could justify all these leaders over U7 Gohan, Andrew. Or just tell the truth and you forgot, bro. It's okay, Andrew. We all make mistakes, bro.
It doesn't self-awaken.
Oh, my God. So, once again, you can justify not saying Blue Gohan, U7 Gohan is good.
Also, what unison does it play?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't even think it needs a unison. Like, I think it just busted. Like, the amounts of stuff. I haven't seen that thing played. I think I've seen Diego play it, but then that was before unisons were a thing. But I don't know, bro. I just looking at these guys, like some leaders on here. I personally know Green Gohan would just smoke them, but that's me. I do agree with you, Jason. Like I think that should be in there. Lewis on Chile. I don't know if Chile is good. I ain't gonna lie. I played Chile not knowing what it does.
The new cards made it better.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I can't really answer questions like this because, like I said, with me, I main 4 Black Man Saiyans, and when they did it on me, I'm like, okay, just pitch your hand. He completely forgot about it and lost. That was the only time I played it, so I don't really know about Chile, bro. Yeah, even Fig says it, bro. Like, Fig says, U7 Gohan's... Bro, Figs, talk to me, bro.
I don't see it.
Figs, please talk to me. I don't think U7 Gohan needs a unison, does it? That's how fire it is, bro. The 2 decks, I don't think needs... Oh, wow. Both decks is the same leaders. It's Green Gohan, like the Reboot Gohan, and U7 Gohan. I honestly don't even think they need a unison, but Unison can be cute in Blue Gohan. I just don't play it, so I can't tell you. I can tell you in Reboot Gohan, you don't need a Unison.
Green Gohan plays the Unison. Green Gohan plays the Migra.
I didn't play that shit. I just swung and said game.
It's amazing for the deck.
No, you're right. It can extend your value. I know Thomas played it, but like I just played the deck and say smoke him. Yeah, Fig said it too.
Gohan is so strong in some worlds where it doesn't need to play Unison, but you already understand you're at a disadvantage there because you're playing against decks that are playing Unisons, and you're not. I don't think you're aggressive enough because you can't self-awaken to kill people. So you're playing like a mid-range strategy, but everybody else gets to play free battle cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You get to play free counterplays to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem great.
I guess that's what hit me because it's like what Jason said, right? So if you play those free guys like the Draftbox 5 Vegeta or the Goku, it makes sense what Andrew's saying. Like it does, you'll get stomped pretty much because they just have Unison on board and a free counterplay you. But I still think
at the top tier list that we did here, like 1 and 1.5, like all of those decks use a Unison. Even Invoker can use a Unison after Cyborg or like in the main with the 4-mana trunk. So you have to be able to play some kind of Unison, I think, to be able to compete right now.
This is an interesting list. See, I don't do lists. I leave that to y'all because I just see the best.
This is just personal opinion, obviously. I don't have experience with every single leader. I don't have time to play every single leader and see where it is on the tier list. If Gohan is good, Gohan is good.
Not Gohan is great,
dude. I mean, play Gohan. I don't know. If you think it's good, I mean, I don't see it, but if you think it's good, play it. I mean, my opinion on it is, all right, you play a one-drop Self-Awakener, I play a card that kills it, and then what do? You gotta find another one.
You snapped.
Like, I play a card for free that kills it, which is every counterplay. There's a guy that rests him, there's a guy that bounces him, there's a guy that kills him, and I don't even, what is the last one? The guy that negs him 15. Okay.
Yeah. I think
I don't know. That's my opinion. Because I don't see you self-awakening without that Piccolo.
That Piccolo, that fire, though.
That card is very good, though. That card is very good.
But then you'll have so much in drop because you have to combo your guys off to draw cards, right? So you'll use the Piccolo and you'll have D-Magic to... They'll awaken. I honestly don't think, from thinking about it, in U7 Gohan's favor, I don't think they need a Unison. But it's so what she said. I just remembered when I saw U7 Gohan play, their main big plays were those free guys from Draftbox. And these new counter plays will just wreck your day. Like, if you're telling me you're going to play that Vegeta or that Goku and you're tapping energy for it and then freaking they bounce it back, you're just about to get smoked, bro. Like, so bad. It's not even funny. But my boy Fig said, I can reason with the idea Unisons make a difference, but he's blue with a huge hand. Yeah, but Figs, it's just like what I said. I mean, what Andrew said earlier, right? So with U7 Gohan, if you bring out your big threat, and then you're going against blue, and then they bounce it, bro, you are so screwed. Like you just tapped all that energy just to get bounced. Like, good luck on that, fam. But that was Andrew's saving grace, bro. But bringing the free counter plays in, cause I'm like,
I think the card that can probably help that deck like strives on is probably the 9-drop that you can play for free.
Yeah.
More energy. But there's a lot of setup there, you know. And if your opponent is stopping you from drawing because you have to combo your guys, and if I kill your guys when you play them, like, you know, I mean, it's not conducive, right? So you have to get 4 guys in the drop, I believe, of different colors, and play 4 different color energy. Mm-hmm. That's not always the easiest thing to do. If you can hit it on turn 4, that guy's amazing.
Yeah.
There's no counterplay that really messes with him. He's gonna push your shit, basically. But besides that, I don't see the point of playing that leader.
No, I ain't gonna lie. In Jason's defense, it's pretty easy for them to bring out those those Vegetas and Gokus. For them, it's pretty easy. They filter to their deck so fast. But I guess the issue with C was before turn 4, will you survive a Vegeta's onslaught, bro? That's my question. I don't think it's possible, honestly. I think you just get smoked.
I think most of these decks don't survive a Vegeta's onslaught.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like the ones that survive Vegeta's onslaughts are these decks right here. But you see, when I look at, I don't say Zamasu is the best or Vegeta is the best. I just say Blue, Vegeta, and Invoker. Because in my opinion, Blue just consists of Zamasu and Vegeta. Like, you can go either way. It's literally player preference. Because they're both amazing decks. And I don't think one's better than the other. I mean, I lied. I think Zamasu is better than Vegeta. But at the same time, just because I think Zamasu is better than Vegeta, by no means am I saying Vegeto's trash. In my opinion, Vegito steals a lot of wins. Like Zamasu, you'll earn it, but Vegito steals a lot of wins because he'll attack and people will say no negates, and then like, bet fam, tap 2, and please, please, please. I tell Marquise this all the time, and Marquise did a major. I think he was playing against Justin. I'm like, bro, Marquise, you could have been had way more damage on board. He's like, what do you mean? This Vegito, guys, please read your card. It is not once per turn. Like, if you have Senzu Bean, don't be Marquise and Senzu Bean and then combo a 10k. And I'm like, bro, why'd you just do that? You could have gave it 15 more k if you just tap 2. Like, he literally used a Senzu Bean to untap once he had 2 energy left and then combo 2 10ks. I'm like, bro, you could have literally just done what you got to do with your guy. But
yeah, no, as I said before, like, the only difference that I find between the 2 leaders and what I think Zamasu is better than Vegito is that Zamasu has built-in removal.
Yeah, board removal, yeah.
For blue leaders, that's just what makes the difference in like being one better than the other.
Yeah.
That's for me what makes the leader better than the other.
But another thing I can't say, it's just better.
Just so many times that I just that's the reason. Like, that's what makes the Sing Shenron matchup winnable instead of the Vegeta matchup. Like Vegex just probably out of loses against Sing Shenron because they don't have a way to deal with the 8 mana guys easily. As of like Zamasu that does have a way to deal with the 9 mana guys.
I don't know, bro. Cause like,
that's a big difference. I mean, Vegeto's gonna have
that deck is literally with Zeno, like no with your Unison, right? If you keep swinging with your Unison, and they say no blocks, because even if they block with Mecha Canberra, what you want them to do is block with Mecha Canberra, because once that thing is blocking, like, you're good to go. It's a 9k going against 15, so they waste it, right? But if they say no blocks, you should put your opponent down to 3. Like, whatever, you should do whatever it takes to get Sing Shenron on a 3. Because once they're at 3 against Vegito, I think the matchup for the Sing Shenron is not winnable. Because, yes, you'll have your block with your 9-drop, but once you attack with your Unison, and you block with Mecha Canberra, and you can just play another Unison on board, and if you have a Bean with the dual attack one, bro, it's just game from there. Like, there's nothing you can do. But that's how you beat that deck with Vegito. Put him to 3. Like, no matter what it takes, put the ass to 3. If you don't put him to 3, you're right. You will suffer because you don't have board removal. But if they're at 3, bro, every attack is lethal, and they can't stop it. That's just how it is.
I wouldn't say every attack.
I'm not saying that they don't have a way to win. I'm just saying, like, Zamasu will have an easier...
No, 100%. Yes, 100%. I agree with you.
Removal.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. 100%. Like, it's just, okay, cool. Take my energy, bottom deck, put that guy at the bottom. Okay, swing. I see what you're saying. But I ain't gonna lie.
What we're saying is just that Zamasu has more versatility.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Vegito's effect is very good, but it's not as good across a wide range, as much matchups as Zamasu has. Zamasu's effect is always good. Either giving your leader dual attack is good, or removing something is good.
You know what else is good, bro? Giving that leader double strike dual attack, dude. That's busted.
That's also great.
Right, Jonathan? We played 4 Monaco, right? Right, Jonathan?
No, I only played 2.
Oh,
I think the card is good. It's just the leader already does enough. Like, you don't need to give it dual strike. And there are so many cards that you have to fight for space in the deck that I'd rather play some Trunks negates instead of more of those.
You played a 4-4, right? It's just literally your 4 Mice, 4 Zenos, and 8 Trunks. Is that not the game?
I think building deck lists is just... It's hard to say because I don't think... For example, that card is useless in certain matchups, in my opinion, but it's really good in other matchups. So it just depends.
Yeah, like it's a card that is good in certain matchups, but I think Trunks is just better in all the matchups. Like more copies of Trunks is just better in multiple matchups.
100%.
Let's see. So Vegex confirmed broken. That needs to get hits.
Yeah, Sebastian, I ain't gonna lie. In my opinion, bro, we could do these cheerleaders all day, but Vegex is still number 1. That deck is just free. That deck is free.
Honestly, expect 2 things out of the new.
Dang, I think Jonathan cut off. Andrew, you still there?
I'm here, but
Jonathan cut off. But I ain't gonna lie, guys. Real talk, in all seriousness, I was having literally Friday we went to gamers, right? Like, it was day 1 Friday. We were playing locals, whatever it is, bro. I'm undefeated. It's literally me and Jonathan, bro. Jonathan throws an onslaught of Obunis. I get pissed. He gets it. Sunday we meet again at it was day 3. We're doing the gunslinger, same thing happened. And I'm like, bro, how does this deck do it? And thankfully, Vegeks has that deadly defender. Guys, you need that deadly defender. I'm not gonna lie. That thing literally saves you from anything that just cracks like hard, like Obuni tokens. I'm like, this, I just want to go wide on you. That deadly defender will literally say, bro, it's not today. It's just not happening. Without that card, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if he locks you with the trunks when you attack, so you have nothing, like you can't touch his board, and then after he locks your trunks, he just swing with Obunis, the game is just over. But at least with the deadly defenders, this guy literally has to combo 10k every single time he swings, and just give him one card, and it's like, okay, cool. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. But without that deadly defender, I don't know. Andrew, you can speak on it too because you play that deck. That's the only way
absolutely.
That's the only way I personally got around it. Yeah.
I know that's the card that I most fear if I play blue.
That's why I'm not gonna lie, guys.
It's just way too good. Like that's the one card that I fear.
You could see me in all the auction groups, bro. Every time I see that Vegeta, bro, I don't bin it, but bro, I'm bidding for that shit, bro. Like you need that. If you don't have it, the next best card, in my opinion, is Protector of the People. But bro, there's only so much you could do. That Protector of the People could be like, okay, cool, just let me clear your board instead. Bro, that Vegeta Deadly Defender says stop. Like that's it. It literally says stop and come at me, B. Not only does it say stop and come at me.
Much defensive answers.
Yeah, like it's
those two cards are bust.
Yep.
You know.
But yeah, so in Vegeks, that's it. That's the only card in Vegeks that I play, besides the Fu and Robot that's foil. Everything is commons, baby.
I don't know if you heard what you were saying because I think my thing broke. But like the things that I expect for the new format when the new ban list is like three things: the super combo to get banned, the black.
Stop it, bro, Jonathan. I'm about to kick you out the team, bro. All right. Anyways, we didn't hear that, but. For the ban list, right? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna limit a Booney or errata him to have unique, right, Jonathan? That's what we're gonna do to a Booney. We're gonna make a Booney one, or literally just have him have unique. But I feel like unique,
ban or anything.
Honestly, I don't think unique does anything. I lied because he'll literally play it, attack with tokens, and then combo the Booney off after he uses his ability. So realistically, let's do what Jonathan said and let's put the Booney to one, and then let's have fun with the format. That's it. Hell no. Booney's gonna be at one. It's a secret. And then, I don't know. Let me see. Deadly Defenders and Ultimate Blow. I just go to Deadly Defender.
If I were to do the ban list, I think there's certain cards that I have found the blue to be a little bit too strong. I think a Booney's one of them. The new Trunks promo is one of them. Dimension Magic's a little bit strong as well.
Honestly, if you want to get to the facts, Andrew, it's literally a Booney and Zeno. That's it. That's the only two cards. A Booney and Zeno.
Not really. Not necessarily. I mean, it all comes together to make an extremely strong deck.
A Booney and Zeno are the keys.
That deck does not play a single bad card.
You're right. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. But Jonathan, would you play Zamasu without Zeno? Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
You can't play Zamasu without Zeno.
Exactly my point.
Alright. The other thing is Bibbidi. I do think.
Stop! Alright, you're off the team too, bro. Anyways, we're moving on to the next one.
I think Bibbidi has to go strong. You can't just say if your leader awakens at 4 life, your deck is going to.
Alright. I'm not. Alright. As much as I love Black, I don't think it has to be Bibbidi. Honestly, you want the truth? It has to be the Fu, bro. Because Bibbidi is just Bibbidi. Like, you can watch my games. When I play, my Bibbidis always get milled. But what gets milled with the Bibbidis is literally the Fus. And I'm like, bet. Fus are what literally wins me the game. It's not, yeah, Bibbidi wins it overall, but when those things are gone, they're gone. Like, you literally have to draw them, open them, or you risk your chance. But the fact that if they do get milled, I could just say tap 2 because I'm playing myself for free.
The correct way of going about it is the consistency of it. I don't know. The main idea is that Bibbidi is too strong, so anything that hurts Bibbidi is good.
It's a black super combo card, which
leave Bibbidi alone, bro.
There's going to be another leader that is gonna break it, so I think it's just a matter of like it's as much as a right now hit as a preemptive hit like down the line that is something that is just gonna benefit the format from now and from later.
There's no other leader is gonna come out that's gonna break Bibbidi, bro. Vajex is the leader. That's it. Let Vajex live. Like literally, you took the U3 package away. That's what people were saying, right? Vajex is dead. Vajex is dead. Okay, Vajex is dead. Let's see it. Let's see it at an event and say Vajex is dead. That's it. That's what people wanted. They gave it to him. Let's leave Black alone. Black Lives Matter. So let's talk about Blue. Let's talk about Blue, right? So Blue needs Zeno and a Booney.
Maybe hit the leader on the victory stripe into the invoker side. Maybe that's the only other way to hit the deck.
What do you mean, invoker side?
Yeah, just to hit the leader, just to make it. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know what kind of change to make to hit invoker.
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. I think probably the best thing is just to hit the backside. I would just say just hit the backside and see where that puts the leader. I would say just literally tweak the both of the effects on the backside. So I would tweak the first effect to you don't get to draw a card.
You mean kill it like Piccolo?
So you get me. You don't get like a +2 on the back. If you look at your opponent's hand and you take a card, that's enough. You don't need to draw a card.
No, I think you did. In my opinion, that deck is well balanced. It's broken. Don't get it wrong. But that's the most. No. In all seriousness, because literally you need to have everything come together and know what you're doing. That's not a deck where it's like, hey, I'm broken and any player could pick it up. That's why I say this. Like I keep referring it to the Vajex when U3 was out. You could be the world's most. I'm not gonna say bad, but the world's most inexperienced player. Pick that deck up and just go ham, just because it was the best deck. Invoker, don't get it wrong. Like I said, in my opinion, it's tied for number 2. I don't know which one's better, honestly, between Invoker and Blue. I'm just going to say it's tied behind number 2 because there's only true number 1, baby, which is right there. That's the only true number 1 in this game is Vajex. So every other deck, I honestly don't care. But Invoker is right there, right? And Invoker, you can't just pick it up and say, I'm going to win. Like, yeah, it could be right behind Vajex, but you can have all the cards that the same player has. If you don't have the experience behind it, you're not going to do well. And it's gonna show, so that's why I say leave that deck alone. It's nice, man.
No, it's not fine to leave the deck alone.
100%.
There's some decks that you can't play certain leaders because that deck exists. Like you just can't play.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. But besides the same names you keep seeing in Top Cut, who's doing anything on Invoker? It's literally the Florida guys.
But that's still not a good argument. Cause
no, you're right.
If Invoker just keeps dominating, then it's just. It doesn't matter who plays it or if it doesn't have like a high representation.
I mean, there's a huge difference.
The problem with the leader is that it's also like kind of boring to play, at least to me, because it's just.
No, 100%. It's boring as hell.
Turn 3 Vegeta, turn 4 just don't do anything because I have all my counterplays up, and then turn 5 Victory Strike or the win condition, and that's just every game does the same. So it's not like that. That's probably also why like not all the players like to play that leader. Because it's so repetitive, and I don't like that.
That's true.
I don't know about that. I mean, obviously it has only X win conditions, but I think it's a control deck. They're going to win the same way every time. It's just how do they get there is the important part. Can they make it there? How do they sequence to actually live that long?
I don't know.
I think the same thing can be said. It's just only broken in the hands of a great player. I do think Invoker probably has the highest ceiling of DBS decks.
100%.
You have to really know what you're doing to play that deck.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think most people that play the other decks don't reach the ceiling of that deck, right? So I can say that look, I played a lot of Vajex. Am I perfect with the deck? No, not at all. There's still room for improvement. It's a complicated deck. It's by no means autopilot. If you pick up the deck and you show up to an event and I play you, you're likely going to lose if you don't know what you're doing. Like it's not one of those autopilot decks either. You get me? Same thing with Vegito or Zamasu. You have to know what you're doing to even excel with those decks. So yes, I do think that Invoker has the highest ceiling, so that it's harder to master. But I don't think that other decks are just like, oh well, they just do strong things, so it doesn't matter, because anybody can play it, right? I disagree. I don't think anybody can just pick up any leader and play it. The way it is.
What I mean by that, it's easier for someone to pick up a Vajex deck and do well versus an Invoker deck and do well 100%.
I agree.
No, absolutely.
But that's not a reason for balance because at the top level, let's say one person has mastered Invoker, one person has mastered Vajex, it shouldn't be or 1%. I'm sorry, that's a bad.
That's
one.
a super bad example, bro. Like,
those decks can beat each other. Those decks can beat each other.
Stop, bro. Stop.
Let's say Bulma, for example. Like Bulma has no chance, in my opinion, against Invoker. Very little. You're not gonna win. Almost zero chance, right? So it's kind of unfair to someone who's mastered one deck and mastered the other. It's like, well, we've reached the pinnacle of playing these decks, but I can just never beat you because you're playing a leader that is so oppressively strong. So I don't know. That's the way I look at it. If you have a deck that's that oppressive, where it just singles out the metagame, marginalizes it, that's when it becomes too strong. I think Invoker's at that point. I think Vegeks is at that point. And Blue might be at that point too. I honestly think Blue's also.
Nah, I think literally behind Invoker maybe is Vegito, because I'm not gonna lie. I think I seen both matches, right, between Vegito and Zamasu. Zamasu, I can see players get the grasp of it, but with Vegito, bro, players super botched that. There's game. You see it in the team chats. I've literally sent you guys screenshots, dude. Like the things players do with Vegito, it baffles you. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take a free turn. Like Vegito, in my opinion, it's not that autopilot either. But I ain't gonna lie, for Vegeks and Zamasu, it's pretty easy to catch on and say this deck is just good, and I'm just gonna win.
Not necessarily. Like the problem is that like if you have the correct draw, that's fine. But you still have to win when you don't draw the Unisons, when you don't draw Boonies, when you don't draw like all these cards. You still have to win those matchups, and that's when like experience or like the best players.
I think there's very few decks in this game that are autopilot. The game has enough complexity where you can't you're gonna need to know a deck in and out and matchups in and out to win an event.
Shit, I go to Vegeks, I go to autopilot. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think there's something as like for example, I'll give you the perfect example. Super Shenron. It didn't matter what your opponent was playing. You're going to win. You're playing solitaire. You get me? So it doesn't like
you do the same thing with Invoker.
No, it does matter with Invoker. You have to know a lot of matchups. It's very complicated. There's certain things you do in certain matchups that you don't do in others. Certain matchups you have to look at the hand. Certain matchups you have to buy back cards. Certain matchups you have to not play this card on this turn. Certain matchups you have to save it. It's not that simple.
Bro, in my opinion, if you're playing Invoker and you don't see Vegeks, you're probably smiling in the back of your head, bro. Are you not?
I think a Vegeks is much easier than playing against Blue.
So if you're an Invoker player, you rather play against Vegeks? You rather play against Vegeks than Blue?
Yes.
Nah. Why?
Because if I go first, it's unlikely that they can put enough pressure to kill me by turn 5. Whereas because Black has no relevant counterplays, so they can't stop me from winning. Whereas Blue can put a lot of pressure, relevant pressure, and also stop me from winning. So now, not only do I have to survive, I have to go through counterplays. So I can't win the game on the spot. So I now have to. The game goes longer, and more turns is better. It's worse for Invoker. Invoker would love to end the game. If it could end the game turn 5 against Blue, then it wouldn't matter. But it can't always end the game turn 5 against Blue.
That is correct.
Interesting.
The game will go likely to turn 6, turn 7, and that might just be enough for them to die. 10 drop food hits the board, and that's it.
All right.
There's a big difference.
Okay.
Also, I don't think Vegeks is favored going second against Invoker.
Say what?
I don't think Vegeks is favored going second against Invoker.
You don't think this guy's favored?
I agree.
Oh, snap.
Especially before sideboard. I think Invoker wins that. I've played against Justin enough times. I can tell you this. I've played that matchup up and down against Justin at this point. We've played like 6 or 7 times. I don't even know. It's not favored when he goes first.
Mm-hmm.
I played against him, and I played against the other guy that won the Gen Con. What's his name?
Oh, Legends?
Legend.
Yeah.
Legends. Also very good pilot of the deck. I've played against both of them, and I think so far, of the ones that I've played, those are the 2 best Invoker players I've played against. And
I've been told people this.
If they go first, I know I'm likely. They have to draw badly. Something has to go really well for me. I have to like hit the nuts and like awaken through. I'm gonna have to work for that win. But if I go first, it's the other way around. It's one of those.
I agree. Here's a question: why Soul Strike at 1.5?
I don't know. Would you think it's higher or lower? I don't. It's kind of big.
No. That's something that someone asked in the chat. So 1.5, it's.
I think he's asking that as he thinks. Why do you think it's that good? Honestly,
it's better than you think.
It's a joke. It's a good, like on tapping 2 energy in your own turn. That's highly like we don't have that since like SS3 really. And this leader does it really well. Like you can play multiple threats, you can keep up counterplays, like you can keep up negates. There's a lot of things you can draw with the monkey, and there's a lot of things that you can do with the leader on tapping 2 energy. So it's still a really, and the unison that it gets is still really good. Like it's a blocker, it can cycle through the back cards in your hand, and it can also be removal, which like it's really good.
my boy Jordan Beard says his AOD list beats 3 out of the 4 tier 1s. So he has to 100% be talking about Vegeks, Vegito, and Invoker, which I don't think it's true. I said Vegeks, excuse me. He 100% be talking about Zamasu, Vegito, and Invoker. Because 100% it's not going to be a Vegeks. I don't play the other 3 decks, so I can't account to that. So hold on, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan, I need you to elaborate on what 3 decks you're talking about. Because if you say Vegeks, I can't read your comment anymore, my friend. I ain't going to lie to you, dude.
I think I would agree Vegeks is worst matchup. I think the problem that you have against the blue decks is, I mean, it's nice and all that you're going to put a lot of battle cards on board, but most of them are 15k.
Yeah.
And if those decks go first, those are turn 3 of boonies. Like, those are serious, that's serious pressure on your leader.
Yeah, that's why.
What I'm saying is blue awakens those 2 leaders awaken at a high level.
Super fast,
where
yeah.
you're able to apply any type of, like, extremely significant pressure, I want to say. And they have a lot of attacks, which is what Age of Destruction struggles with. They are not good, really, at defending wide. Now, if you play Sensu Bean, you have a much better chance, or Protector of the People. So if your list plays that, you have a much better chance against the blue decks. But I don't think it's enough to say it's favored. I would still, at that point, it would probably even out. You're both doing really strong things, but, you know, I'd have to test the matchup more. But from what I've seen, it's not like a slam dunk or anything.
No, not even close.
I think Invoker is probably your best matchup.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because he said it's what I said, where it's both blue decks and Invoker. I can see you having a good matchup against. It's like Andrew said, but 100% it's not for Jax. I can't even see it. I don't know Zamasu. I mean, I don't know Vegito because I don't know. Like the way I only seen one person play it. It's literally Marquise. Zamasu, I know 100% that deck is not going to beat Zamasu. Invoker, I'll give it to you, I guess, because I don't really know how that works.
I mean, I think you have a decent. I mean, they can never play Topo. If you're playing blue or green, you have relevant counterplays. Come their kill turn, you can extract a lot of value from your free playing cards against them. You can kill the barrier. I mean, you're doing fine in that matchup. I agree. I think that matchup's. I mean, Invoker doesn't deal with you particularly well. I mean, they can wipe your board, but then you get to kill their Invoker. And, you know, I think it's good, especially if you go first. I think they can't deal with the barrier 1-drop is, like, annoying for them to deal with as well. So I think it's fine. Yeah, matchup's fine. For Ages, I think it's better matchup of the 4.
Yeah.
Jason Ricker is asking, where is Hero, Mono Blue or Blue Hero Comeback? I wish I could put it in the list, the problem is that Hero doesn't awaken, like self-awaken in any other way. And that's a big problem right now. Like, not being able to do that is what, like, makes the leader not being able to be viable right now.
I think it even further to that, it awakens at 4. So, not only do you not self-awaken, it awakens at 4.
He says, I play blue Unison with Trunks counter. Play kind of deals with all blue cards. But the main blue card that we're talking about is literally Obuni. That's what I'm confused about. Because literally, I don't see how you stop that onslaught.
I mean, the blue counterplay does hit the token.
Yeah, it hits it. Okay, so we hit the token. You have
to keep your Unison alive as well.
It's not only that. Okay, cool. So your turn 2, you're playing, I guess, Zeno. So you're not having any guys on board. I don't know, because like.
No, he's playing the new Janimba counter. I mean, the new Janimba Unison, for sure.
Okay. So he's playing the Janema Unison, right? So my thing is, the way I seen the things play, if you're playing the Janemba Unison, does he just not have guys on board turn 1, 2, and 3?
That's the problem. Is I mean, Zamasu attacks that guy twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, Jordan. Like I know you're a great player, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you put that down to us to play test, I think we change your mind, bro. Because your turn 1 is obviously the Bibbidi on board. Your turn 2 is your Unison. So you're telling me your turn 1 and your turn 2, it's just free. I'm sorry, like it's literally to me, it's just free. And then as a blue player, I mean, Jonathan could attest to this. His turn 3 is gonna just pop off. Like literally, he can literally destroy your Janemba and your counterplay is off. Like if you negate it, okay, cool, you negate it. He swings again.
By turn 4, you can absolutely destroy the Unison by turn 2. You have a lot. You can awaken. You can even broad the blocker, tap the leader. You can do a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I would have to see this, but unfortunately, I don't think we have an event until the next online stuff gets posted. We'll see. But all right, let's close on these comments.
We have a bunch of events in September.
Yeah, the PPG event will fire. If that doesn't fire, I'm thinking about just doing a 2K on that same date. So no matter what, that date is gonna fire. Just stay tuned, guys. Come to Orlando. Let's see. Let's catch up on these comics. I'm getting tired. We have because you get Janemba, Unison, and Turtles Energy open for free counterplay. I don't know, bro. That's a lot. Like you're doing a lot. I don't know. I guess that's just something you'd have to show us. We have Jason. If I was home, I'd totally take him on with U7 Gohan. Yeah, I think these guys are sleeping on U7 Gohan too. But I personally seen U7 Gohan in action, and that thing was just it was just clapping cheeks, dude. Like it was just going in. Hatch is sleeper too. The thing about Hatch, like I was telling you earlier, is the same thing that Gohan suffers. If you go against yellow, you're just God. Like your stuff's negated. If you get like Invoker, it's just I don't know. A lot of things just like you're just dead. Especially against Vejex, right? Yeah, your guy is great, but if I swing, you say no negates, and I drop a Bibbidi, all that hard work to have a 9 drop just literally just disappeared in the blink of an eye. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, Hatch would be pretty decent against blue, wouldn't it?
No, because they can't resolve anything.
When I say, all right, let me rephrase it. I just realized that 9 drop is not barrier, right?
No.
All right, so Zamasu just lasted that because he just bottomed the exit. But and then I lied.
No, like the 5 mana get blocked with a high.
You never hit the board.
Oh, he never hits the board. Oh yeah, you just have your trunks. Yeah. So yep, there you go. There's your answer about Hatch. My boy Chris said, "What about Yamcha?" I don't know, bro. I don't know Yamcha, bro. Like the only red leader I was looking at was literally Cooler until Gogeta got announced. So you're talking about the Yamcha leader? Shit, I couldn't help you on that, my man.
Jump tier 3. I don't think Yamcha's okay, but I feel like his effect on the backside isn't like one. It's not that easy to pull off, and 2, it's not that strong compared to what other leaders are doing. It's kind of a problem. Yep. I think his front side's very good though.
True.
He attacks for 15 and digs.
True. All right. Any closing comments by you guys? It looks like we caught all the comments, and it's about time for me to go to sleep.
You asking us?
Yes, sir. You and people in the comment section.
No, I think we covered most of what we think about the section. I mean, obviously there's some nice set 11 spoilers. I've been working on Gotenks, green Gotenks. I think that deck is going to actually be tier 1. But
Absolutely.
That's for set 11.
100%.
Yeah, Jacob, go and I'll post this live so you guys can see it. Go watch earlier in it. We talked about Burhan. Like, we talked about the downfall of it. Essentially, Andrew summed it up and told you everything that was wrong with it earlier in the video.
So, yeah, the SS3 Gohan, the problem is that it relies a lot on free plays, and when it lost the U3 package, it lost most of its free plays. It's really good to draw cards when you can play a bunch of stuff for free, But if you can't play a bunch of stuff for free, then you're not aggressive enough with drawing 2. You need to untap 2 to attack more.
Yeah, Green Gohan's gonna be lit. These guys are gonna make me drop Vegeks the next. Don't do that, my man. don't drop the best deck in the format. What do you think is more consistent, Vegeta or Zamasu? I'd say Zamasu.
Yeah, I mean, Zamasu is more reliant on Zeno.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it depends on what you're up against. It's aggressive decks, I would prefer Vegeta. Against everything else, I would prefer Zamasu. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at on that.
Okay, looks like we caught up with everything.
Throughout the course of the game, I will tell you Zamasu will be more consistent.
100%, yeah. That's busted.
Drawing 2 cards, like you're gonna see your entire deck. So in that case, that's what you're thinking about. But in the first few turns, it could go either way. Depends on the matchup.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Hold on. I got shit. Pan tier 3. Yes, sir. Alright, guys.
Tier 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Pan doesn't self-awaken. She can get stalled out. Beerus can't be stalled out, and he's a blue leader, which has the strongest counterplay in the game. That's really why he's there. I mean, he doesn't do anything really good. He just awakens at 4 energy, and he has access to Zeno and Trunks and Booney and everything else. He's just not as good as the other blue leaders, but because he doesn't do anything else. But yeah,
But he's a blue leader.
He's a blue leader, and he awakens. He self-awakens. That's already strong. Just that's how strong blue is.
Yeah,
if you self-awaken
it's pretty
and you're
wild.
a leader, you're automatically 2.5 or
That
above.
was always Blue's problem. Like back in the day, I remember they had to wait. They had to freaking run that result of training, dude. I'm like, oh, this guy's about to be free, dude. But Blue's evolved. Yeah. So this is Andrew Duval's and Jonathan Rodriguez's tier list. Like I said, guys, I don't do these tier lists, but I will tell you that this beautiful guy is number 1, point blank, period. And their tier 1, I don't do tier lists, but I'll tell you these are the top decks in the format. These 4, like I said before, if you guys think you're going to a tournament with a deck and you guys can't beat these 4 decks, I suggest you highly, highly, highly go pick a deck that combats this, which is going to be one of these. Particularly, it's going to be for Jax.
Beyond that, I don't think anything below tier 2 is going to win an event.
Like I said, that Gogeta, I think you guys are sleeping on it because it literally shuts down the format with counterplays. But that's another story for another day, or it's a team battles for Thursday. Gogeta versus, bro, you're laughing, but I'm gonna show you a swarm deck versus a swarm deck. This deck has a lot more attacks, bro. I will contest your Bibbities, dude. You're gonna be like Bibbity Infinite. I'm like, nah, fam.
I know what the deck does,
bro. Andrew, this is gonna be the first time you have to count how much Bibbity is. You're gonna drop 4 Bibbities. I'm gonna ask you to count all 4 Bibbities, bro, and still out combo it. You're gonna be like, oh shit, this thing goes in flame, but you'll see. Thursday. Team battles. Eddie Saint-Hilaire, Gogeta, going against Andrew Duval's Vegeks. Cheeks are going to get clapped. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to be my cheeks, bro. But cheeks will get clapped. We'll see it. Yeah, so thanks for joining the live. I'll try to do this at least twice a week. And stay tuned for Thursday. I'll have that deck ready. All right, boys. You have any closing comments for them?
No. We out.
All right. Take it easy, guys.